Hi, I'm Nancy Weinbeck, CEO of Bayview.
And I'm Raymond, President of Bayview Manor Foundation.
Welcome to the 7th annual Savoy Gala and our first ever virtual telethon.
Imagine you are a Bayview resident who is at risk of having to find another home because, through no fault of your own, you have outlived your money. Bayview Manor Foundation will step in to provide funding to ensure continued housing and services for you in the community you love. No limits, no maximum terms. That is incredibly reassuring to those looking for the best long-term life plan. Your donations tonight are about supporting the Foundation's work to provide that reassurance. The lines are now open, and the number to call to make your tax-deductible donation is 206-281-5933. The number is also shown at the bottom of your screen.
Thank you to all of you for taking the time to join us from wherever you're watching tonight. Oh, the phones are ringing. We're streaming live tonight from Bayview, a 62-plus nonprofit life plan community here in Seattle, Washington. We are so proud to serve over 200 residents in residential living, assisted living and memory care, and skilled nursing and rehab. We uniquely serve our greater community as well, from our moderate income apartment program to our wellness and fitness program and our amazing intergenerational children's center. Oh, the phones are ringing. One advantage to having a virtual event is that we're able to connect with all of you tonight. We have a lot of stories to share. They are so powerful about what Bayview is and how much Bayview Manor Foundation, their support means to our residents and their families. We appreciate very much that you've tuned in to show your support.
Savoy is the second of two major fundraisers for Bayview Manor Foundation. The first was our annual appeal letter in June. It raised $128,000. The second is tonight's Savoy Gala. In the past, guests were invited to join Bayview residents for a wonderful night of live music, dancing, fabulous food, and fundraising, including a live auction at last year's event. Due to the pandemic, we shifted this year to a virtual event, but our mission remains the same. First and foremost, to help those residents of Bayview who, through no fault of their own, are without sufficient financial resources to continue to live with their friends and neighbors at Bayview. This year's total goal is $220,000. This is the amount needed for the long-term sustainability of Bayview Manor Foundation's support of residents. Tonight, we want to close the gap between what we have raised so far this year and that $220,000 figure. The goal for tonight is to raise $70,000, which is a little more than the average cost of supporting one resident for 1 year.
The $220,000 raised in 2020 will go to support the work of Bayview Manor Foundation in providing a safety net for residents who outlive their resources. We want them to be able to continue to live with their community and family at Bayview. Again, the cost of that safety net for one resident for 1 year is nearly $70,000. Our residents, so representative of their generation, worked so hard their whole lives. They fought wars. They built cities. They provided for the education for the upcoming generations. You know, no one can be blamed for not anticipating the miraculous advances that healthcare has made to improve not only quality of life, but lifespan itself. Folks whose parents never made it past their 60s or 70s are now living well into their 80s, 90s, even hundreds. They should not be penalized for living too long. They gave everything to build our world, and it is time for us to give back to those who need our help. So, you're probably wondering, how is tonight going to work? First, we want you to know that we're taking all necessary COVID precautions. The folks answering the phones behind us and everyone behind the scenes here are masked and socially distanced. We have added plexiglass barriers as an extra precaution. Al and I are not wearing our masks. We're holding them so you can hear us clearly, but we're also distanced, and we have this beautiful plexiglass barrier between us. Hey, the phones are being answered tonight by Bayview's fabulous leadership team. So here on camera, we have Joel Smith, our Director of Health Services, our Administrator, Joyce Doucette, our Chief Financial Officer, Pamela Yo, our Director of Assisted Living, Juliana Bateman, our Chaplain, and Dawn Gramstad, our Director of Human Resources. And we have other folks behind the scenes here helping out as well. The lines are open, and they are ready to take your donations and pledges over the next hour. You can make a donation tonight by credit card, or you can make a pledge and mail in your check. When you do call, all information you provide will be securely handled. The number to call, it's on your screen, 206-281-5933. Please call in now and make your tax-deductible donation or pledge. And by the way, little technical note, if you have any difficulty tonight with YouTube and you're watching on the computer or a device, try refreshing your browser. And rest assured, the program shown tonight, along with information on how to donate to our foundation, can be found always on our website at bayviewseattle.org.
The lines are open. We're delighted to share with you some powerful stories through the course of this evening. You're going to meet some amazing folks, live and pre-recorded, representing Bayview. They include our resident council president, the chair of Bayview's Board of Trustees, and the immediate past president of Bayview Manor Foundation's Board of Directors. We all, with your help, come together to support or to work toward the same purpose, and that is to provide an active, caring, and fulfilling community where people can be assured a continuum of care. For those of you who may be new to Bayview or Bayview Manor Foundation, here's a little bit about the mission of both organizations and how they come together to support our residents.
In the 1950s, a friendship developed between Seattle pioneer Charles Kinnear, who lived on the land where Bayview now stands, and Dr. Cyrus Albertson, who is a well-known pastor of Seattle First Methodist Church and the host of a radio program on Sunday mornings that Charles Kinnear listened to every week. That friendship grew into what was to become Bayview. That friendship was so meaningful to Charles Kinnear that he left his property to the church for the care of seniors and or children. And in 1961, Bayview opened its doors to welcome its first residents. And then in 1996, our Intergenerational Children's Center opens its classrooms to serve families who live or work in our neighborhood. It also offers residents the opportunity to get their grandma and grandpa fix through shared activities with the kids. Bayview's mission is to transform the experience of aging by creating opportunities for healthy, spiritual, and purposeful living for our residents, our children, our staff, and the greater community. An out-of-state family member recently commented to us that, this is in quotes, Bayview is the absolute best place my mother could be. Bayview is a community where residents, staff, and children and families have created a magical culture together. But it hasn't always been magic. Sadly, about 25 years into Bayview's existence, a resident outlived his retirement funds and faced the prospect of moving out because he could no longer pay for his stay at Bayview. Rather than leave Bayview, he took another way out. And that was devastating to the community. They all felt that loss deeply.
That loss triggered the idea of a foundation to help prevent such an event from happening again. While the foundation is a separate organization from Bayview's, its purpose for being is to support the Bayview community and its residents. Bayview Manor Foundation started as a 501c3 nonprofit organization in 1987 with a donation of $10,500. It is amazing how the foundation has been able, over the past 30 plus years, to build that initial $10,500 donation to almost $5 million. From 1987 through 2019, the foundation has subsidized Bayview residents to the point of about $3.5 million. Additionally, the foundation has provided support to Bayview's Skilled Nursing and Rehab Center in the amount of $1.5 million. Every year, the cost of these subsidies grows as people live longer and health care costs rise. Stay tuned, because later in the program, we have a very moving and compelling story that speaks to that increased need for care and the foundation's support of it.
All right, I think we have a fundraising report. Let's check in with Jennifer. Here's a drum roll.
A little drummer girl.
To find out what we've raised so far tonight. Wow. All right, we have something special to report. Alan Panich is a Bayview resident. He's not watching the program tonight because, in his words, he's gone blind. But Alan called in and he pledged $5,000. I can't believe it. Alan said he wants residents to help each other, so he made his pledge to encourage other residents to give what they can to the foundation. I remember meeting Alan for the first time when I first started at Bayview almost 20 years ago. Back in the day, people used to go to polling places to vote, and Bayview had one in the Kinnear Room. King County Elections had Bayview as a place where people came and cast their vote that lived in the neighborhood. And Alan ran this polling place, and that's how we got to know each other. And I can't believe he just celebrated his 96th birthday, and he's going strong, and we love him so much. Alan, this is so meaningful. Thank you to Alan for your amazing gift. And thank you to our other residents who are calling in, and people from all over are calling in. Right now, we've raised already $10,740, which means we've got about $59,000 to go. Wow, awesome.
Thank to all of you, and if you haven't called in your tax-deductible donation or pledge yet, please do. The number to call is 206-281-5933. Please call in now. Remember, when you do call, all the information you provide will be securely handled. 206-281-5933. We want to honor some of those who were so moved by their time here and the impact of Bayview on their lives. Their understanding of the need for the foundation's work was such that they decided to honor Bayview Manor Foundation with a planned gift. You can see in the screen some of the faces of those whose deep belief in the foundation's mission led them to generously live a lasting gift for those who came after them.
Oh, I love looking at those faces. I remember so many of these people, from $10,500 in 1987 to nearly $5 million today. Amazing. Planned gifts such as bequests, IRA contributions, and charitable gift annuities have accounted for over $1.5 million of that $5 million total. And while planned gifts are super important and they provide a solid investment base for the foundation's work, tonight's not about that. Your very important contributions tonight and throughout the year will go to sustain the annual cost of support for residents in need. Large or small, your donations do make an incredible difference.
We have a phone thing from Joel.
I think we have a caller calling in with who wants to share a story.
Hi there, my name is Sierra, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on Bayview if I could. I first heard of Bayview back in 2015 when my mom first started working there. I remember her coming home and telling me what a great place it felt like she wanted to be a part of. She loved working with seniors, and then when she found out they had a children's center, she loved working with kids, and so it was a perfect fit. Through the years, I've been able to come into the Bayview to visit and to volunteer for events such as Savoy, and it's just been a great experience all around, and I can see why not only staff, but residents love it there so much. I also have an 8-year-old son who has a great relationship with his grandparents, and he's come in from time to time to visit, to volunteer, to just kind of be around, and he absolutely loves it there. He loves going to visit all the grandmas and grandpas, as we call them, and he has gotten so much out of that. And I love that the Children's Center at Bayview nurtures that same kind of relationship between children and seniors. It's such a great learning opportunity for everybody. I just feel like donating to the foundation and paying it forward, not only to residents and staff, but to the community. It's such a great place, and I just thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Sierra, for your generous donation and for sharing your story. We truly appreciate both.
Well, now I have had the great privilege of working with our next speaker for almost 10 years of his tenure here at Bayview, 5 of which were president of the Bayview Manor Foundation. Both Dr. Jens Bakke and his wife Marion have been integral parts of our community since they moved into Bayview about a decade ago. Jens has not only served 9 years on the foundation, and he's also been a major donor, but he's also editor of our monthly resident newsletter. He's been chair of our program committee and so much more. Legislative committee, it goes on and on. His wife Marion has led our amazing film program as chair of the film committee for many years. They've both contributed so much. And importantly, it was through Jen's leadership that our foundation board and our Bayview Board of Trustees worked together to ensure Bayview's sustainability and ability to move forward with our major construction and renovation project. And we absolutely would not be where we are today if it were not for Jen's fantastic leadership. Let's hear what the good doctor has to say.
Greetings all. I have some notes that I'd like to share. My name is Jens Bakke. I'm speaking to you as a retired member of the Bayview Manor Foundation Board of Directors. When my wife Marion and I moved here from Long Island over 10 years ago, Frank Zabalos, who was then the president of the foundation, recruited me to join the foundation's board of directors. For the past 9 years, I served on the board of directors along with a dedicated group of members and non-members, all volunteers. My experience was both productive and gratifying, helping to preserve our ability to serve those residents who lived here so long and so well that they ran out of sufficient funds to fully pay their fees was an honor. In September 2015, I was elected to the position of president of the foundation. Aside from running the foundation's board meetings, in my capacity as president, I became a member of Bayview's Board of Trustees, acting as a liaison between it and the foundation itself. The last 10 years have been very gratifying and uplifting for us. We have enjoyed working with our fellow board members and with Bayview's leadership and staff, Marion and I have been active, dedicated donors to Bayview Manor Foundation all these years, and we will continue to do so. Thank you to all contributors to the foundation, past, present, and future. It makes a difference. Thank you.
We're so grateful to Jens for his enduring commitment to Bayview Manor Foundation's support of all the residents. And as the newest president, I have some big footsteps to follow.
I guess you do. And listen, I'm understanding that the phones might be busy when you call in. We have so many people calling in. It's awesome. So keep trying. They'll open up. Just keep trying. I think it's time for another fundraising total so far, Al. Oh, here's our drummer girl.
We are now up to $12,190.
Fantastic.
We need to get $57,810. And I've got thanks to Jeannie, David, and Diana, Lee and Sue, Karen and Norm, and for calling in. Are they all from Seattle? We got anybody from Grand Rapids yet?
All from Puget Sound. Yes.
Thanks. The other day I was blindsided at a rehearsal. They gave me something to read which I wasn't familiar with. And what it said was that the leadership team here at Bayview had pledged $6,000 and issued a challenge to the rest of the staff to match it. And what came across to me was what a family we are here, that you have the management and the staff supporting the Bayview Manor Foundation in such a way. So if you're just now tuning in, please pick up your phone, call in your donation or pledge so that we can meet our goal. 206-281-5933.
All right. The cost of the foundation's support for one resident for 1 year is nearly $70,000. So we have a ways to go tonight, but we're going to get there.
Bayview Manor Foundation touches the lives of residents every day. But we can't show you their stories because we at the foundation do not know who they are. Those who receive support from the foundation are approved through a process conducted by Bayview's management, with no involvement or input from the foundation. Recipients are kept anonymous to protect their dignity and privacy. The foundation board is presented with a quarterly request for subsidy. It just lists recipients by a number, not by a name. And as long as there are funds in the portfolio, the board authorizes the payment. So far, the foundation has been able to do this, despite a substantial increase in subsidy requests. For example, just 10 years ago, the annual subsidy total was $75,000. This year, the projection is $408,000. The purpose of tonight's fundraising effort is to enable the foundation to continue to respond to the increasing requests. Folks, we now have a really special video to show you that we think will illustrate why the foundation is so relevant to so many lives here at Bayview. Let's watch.
I've lived at Bayview for 16 plus years now. I have to say that every time I drive into our garage, I'm just filled with gratitude for having come here. You have wonderful people to surround you, staff that nurture you, and programs that stimulate you. My husband and I, we're an unusual couple. There's 18 years between us. He's Chinese and I'm Japanese. He takes pride in being a traditionalist, and I'm a radical feminist. We married very late in life. It was 1 year before he retired. And so we thought we wouldn't have much time together, certainly not a lifetime together. But we lived 37 plus years together in marriage. My husband is 102 years old now, and he's terminally ill, and I'm able to take care of him in our apartment with the service of hospice. We know that we have a very limited future together now, and so it's special for us to be able to have this time. Once he passes, probably our income is going to be decreased 2/3%. I think we have planned and saved enough for me to have, but one never knows because you don't know how long you're going to live.
Having seen other such facilities, particularly profit-making ones where people can be forced to move out if they run out of money. Bayview doesn't allow that. The Bayview Foundation enables people to live to the end of their lives in the community of which they've become a part, surrounded by friends and loved ones and good care. Once they become a part of this community, they will always be. That's enough reason right there for me to want to support the efforts of the foundation.
To be looking for a place when you're in crisis, and hopefully you have family or somebody who can help you, but that would just be a tragedy, I think. And I would certainly hate for anyone to have to go through that. I just think that this community stands behind its residents and doesn't let that happen is awesome. It is really inspiring to be able to help these amazing people have quality and purposeful lives and to ensure that they have a place to live until they no longer need it.
The foundation is the ground of all of life here. And I don't think of the ground of it being like granite, maybe more like the roots of a tree. These roots nourish us and keep the institution going. When one has the foundation as part of their legacy, they're contributing to something that's very alive and always growing and always has a future. It's very good to know the foundation is there. I don't have to stress out, and I don't have to be afraid about each new day I have to face to think that I might run out of money. And I know that there's that net there for me. So I feel like when it's my time, I'm going to be able to just go through that tunnel of love and compassion because of Bayview.
Oh, that's such a beautiful story. I remember when Nancy and Wilbur moved in, and I can't believe it's been that long. Residents donate to Bayview Manor Foundation because whether it's a neighbor or a future resident or possibly even their future self, residents know they will be helping to sustain the magic of community and caring at Bayview. This evening took a lot to put together, and we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for helping bring this program live to you tonight. Right now, we'd like to recognize and thank the first of our 3 leadership level sponsors. Ziegler is an investment firm specializing in the healthcare, senior living, and education sectors. They guided Bayview through our recent renovation and construction project. We are grateful for Ziegler's partnership and their 5-year sponsorship of our Savoy event. Thank you, Ziegler.
Before we hear from Al Levine, Chair of Bayview's Board of Trustees, I would like to thank him. Al not only pledged his financial support during Bayview Manor Foundation's annual appeal campaign this summer, he has also helped the foundation build a strong board of directors. And now, here are a few words from Al Levine.
Hi, my name is Al Levine, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Savoy, our annual fundraiser for the Bayview Manor Foundation. We may have gone virtual this year, but our need for your support is greater than ever. I joined the Bayview board about 7 years ago and have been chair for the past 2.5, and one of the main reasons I joined was the Bayview Manor Foundation. My mom lives in a building in New York that's very similar to Bayview. She's in the assisted living section. She moved in when she was 88 years old and continues to thrive there at 101.5. One of the only negative experiences for her is seeing her good friends being forced to move out of her building when they've used up their money by basically outliving it. Unfortunately, in a high-cost area like New York or Seattle, the options are very few and far between. Many of her friends have been forced into Medicaid facilities in upstate New York, far removed from their family and friends. Fortunately, we have the Bayview Manor Foundation, and their primary role is to assist our residents who run out of money through no fault of their own. They are one of the main reasons I've continued to serve on the board and feel so strongly that your support is necessary and needed in order to keep our residents living with dignity in a building that provides for their needs and services for the long term. I appreciate, as does the entire board, your support, and I urge you to give generously to the Bayview Manor Foundation. Thank you.
We are so grateful to Al Levine and Bayview's Board of Trustees. The 18 members of our all-volunteer board give so much time. They spend an extraordinary amount of time, hundreds of hours each year, sharing their knowledge, their expertise, and mostly their passion for our mission. And they're also donors to Bayview Manor Foundation.
That is true. The members of Bayview Board of Trustees and Bayview Manor Foundation's Board of Directors together pledged $37,000 towards this year's goal of $220,000. We're so grateful for their leadership in getting our annual appeal off to such a great start.
Oh, the drum roll is here. Al, we have a new total. First, thank you to Norm, a family member, Al from Seattle, Quinn and Debbie, another family member, Joan, Ed and Molly. Oh, hello, Ed and Molly, and all of our donors. So far, we are at $16,677. We have $53,323 to go. We're going to get there.
You still have time to donate. Pick up your phone and call 206-281-5933 to make your pledge now. That's 206-281-5933. Any amount is appreciated.
Right now, I'd like to introduce you to a couple who moved to Bayview just a couple of years ago. Welcome, Maggie and David.
Like I'm dead.
All right. We are so glad you are here at Bayview and that you're willing to share your story tonight. It's sometimes hard for people to think about, why would I want to move to a retirement community, or what's there for me? But I'm hoping you can share with us tonight why you chose Bayview. What brought you here?
Thanks, Nancy. Good evening, everyone. Our adventure to Bayview. Oh, sorry. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Our adventure at Bayview kind of got shaken. Started with a brunch, an open house brunch with mimosas. It was an opportunity we could not pass up. We had no plans to downsize or move to a retirement community. However, from the moment we came, our very first visit here, we could feel the vibrancy and the spirit of the community. We then started thinking seriously about moving to Bayview. It was just 14 months from our first visit to moving into Bayview. Best decision ever.
I agree, Maggie. It was the best decision we could have made. Bayview has a great sense of community where it's easy to get in touch and get to know each other, so we felt at home right away. Additional benefits include a friendly, experienced staff, some of whom have been here for 15 years or more. Bayview supports a wide range of activities, including monthly floor meetings, which gives a voice to all residents in the affairs of the community. Other activities include committee meetings where you can participate in as many as you want. We joined the wine club and made wine for the first time. We also participated in the beer can derby, which was great fun, but we didn't win. We've been taking a class now in Jewish history and religion. Because of its location near the Seattle Center, Bayview has great access to culture and sporting events. But the biggest factor in our decision was the foundation.
As you've heard this evening, the Bayview Manor Foundation supports residents who, through no fault of their own, outlive their resources. We are sustaining donors of the foundation because the future is unknown, and it gives us especially our children, a sense of security and peace of mind, and we won't be a burden to our family or move in with them. We know we are happy, safe, secure here at our home at Bayview. And who wants to move in with their kids anyway?
Thank you for supporting the Bayview Manor Foundation.
I've got it. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate it.
Some of you may not know, Bayview is a nonprofit, single-site life plan community. It's just Bayview. We're not part of a for-profit chain. We're not part of a nonprofit chain. It's just Bayview. We offer a full spectrum of care and support to residents 62 and better. Bayview remains a jewel among the life plan communities that continue to maintain a skilled nursing and rehab center.
Yeah, Bayview is an outlier in that respect. The recent trend has been to close skilled nursing facilities or convert them to assisted living. 19 in Washington alone since 2017. With the support of Bayview Manor Foundation and some top-notch dedicated staff, Bayview's Skilled Nursing and Rehab Center has weathered that trend. We live in a small, unique community, serving independent residents, as well as residents in assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing. It is important to residents to know they can remain at Bayview, even if their care needs change. That's because of Bayview Manor Foundation's safety net of support. The emphasis on everything that happens here is community.
Al, would you share your story about what made you decide to move to Bayview? It's a great story.
How are we doing in time? Do you want the short version or the long one?
We got a little bit of time.
Got a little bit of time. Okay, the medium-sized
The short version.
I never planned to move to Bayview. What happened was I came out here in Christmas of 2016 to visit my daughter who lives up in Queen Anne. And all my kids are trying to get me to move to where they live. And my daughter said, Dad, why don't you look at Bayview? And I said, Alicia, you know I'm not leaving Marquette. I love Marquette. I was in the Army and I was an Army brat. I've lived 20 places in my life and Marquette's one of the best. So I'm not leaving Marquette. She said, fine, why don't we go have lunch with your cousin Peggy, who's a Bayview resident? And Peggy and I have known each other since we're practically siblings. So I came over here for lunch, met a bunch of folks, met famous Flo, one of my favorite residents here that day. The next day I came back for a happy hour. I met more people. Now what had happened in Marquette, as you know, I get my jollies doing things with people. And I was very much involved in the church and the Rotary and the Chamber of Commerce and the university and all that. When my wife developed Alzheimer's, I dropped everything and what I did was take care of her. And that was my sense of purpose. When she passed in summer of 2015, I had no activities I was involved in, no sense of purpose. I moved from our house in the middle of the woods on a hill, a beautiful place we lived in 40 years, moved to a wonderful condo, never met anybody there, didn't even meet my next door neighbor. So then I came out here and I met more people in 2 days in Bayview than I'd met in that time in the condo. And in 2 days, I decided to move to Bayview. So Lee showed me a room. She showed me a room filled with paint cans because they were going through this renovation. And all I could see out there was Puget Sound, the Olympic Mountains, and I decided to move. Well, in Marquette, I used to say, I'm coping, and here I say I'm thriving because two things happened. One, because of all the activities I met. The second time in my life, the love of my life, Mary Bodie, and we got married in December of 2018. That was the first thing, and the other thing was I found purpose with the Bayview Foundation because I can really wrap myself around its mission. That's why I moved to Bayview.
That's great. That's a great story. Thank you, Al, for sharing that. You know, Bayview's motto is transforming the experience of aging to deliver life's potential. And Al, you are a fantastic example of that. And you have been a great addition to our Bayview community. My goodness. Well, it's time to take a moment now to thank another leadership sponsor. This time, we'd like to thank Pathstone, who's new to Savoy this year. Bayview Manor Foundation and Bayview have placed their investments in Pathstone's trusted hands, whose promise to their clients is to create, manage, and preserve their legacy for many generations. Thank you, Pathstone. You're a fantastic fit with the Foundation's mission of sustainable support. We're so glad to have you on board.
We have another scheduled caller who would like to share a story. Let's listen.
Hello, everyone. I support Bayview Manor Foundation because a family member was a beneficiary of the foundation when, due to no fault of her own, other than outliving her funds, she was able to continue living as she had for many years at Bayview, not having to worry about where she would go or what would happen to her care when her funds ran out was a great relief. I will continue to support the foundation and give back what I can, as I have seen how much it matters and the huge impact it makes in a loved one's life. Thank you, Bayview Manor Foundation.
Thank you, Mary Ann. We appreciate sharing your personal story.
Bayview really does change lives. All right, let's check in to see where we're at in achieving tonight's goal. Jennifer, drum roll.
Your drumming has not improved. Thanks to Mark and Edmonds, Dominic Driano, attorney, board member, Drudy Hayward from California. Drudy from Hayward, California.
Nice.
And Carol, Barb, and Betty in Seattle. Thank you so much. We are now up to 28,335, 41,665 to go.
Oh, we're
That was
making
a
progress.
good jump there.
Fantastic.
Thank you, drummer girl.
Thank you.
And the number?
You were me.
Thank you so much for your support. You still have time to call in to make your tax deductible donations. Please help us meet tonight's goal. It's so important by calling 206-281-5933. We love our Bayview community, and we know you do too. So please call 206-281-5933 now to make your donation. If the lines are busy, keep trying, okay? They'll open up again. All right, next we're going to hear from Paige Baldwin, who is not only a resident, but president of our resident council. Paige is going to share a resident's perspective of the importance of the foundation's work, and he's going to talk about a special fundraising challenge for the Savoy that was presented to residents. Here's Paige.
Hello, my name is Paige Baldwin, and I'm president of the Residents Council here at Bayview. In my role as president, I act as the liaison between the residents and the administration here at Bayview. It's an honor to be in that role. When we move into Bayview, we are told that if we were to run out of funds through no fault of our own, Bayview Foundation will support us. What a tremendous amount of relief that one statement provides. We're here because we know we can live independently for as long as it's reasonable. Should the need arise, we then have a continuum of care that goes from assisted living through skilled nursing, through memory care, and we're very grateful for the Foundation's presence in all of this. Bayview has over 200 amazing residents, and tonight we're going to have a little fun. We've accepted a challenge, the Savoy Challenge. Whichever floor makes the most calls to donate to the foundation during the telethon will be honored with a wine social sponsored by Dan Galvin, our Director of Culinary Services, when it's safe to gather in larger numbers. It's not about the amount you donate, it's about the participation from each floor. I want to thank my fellow Bayview residents and the community at large for your support, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
We're all done.
Oh, the residents really do get into the spirit of things here. It's awesome. We'd like to thank our third leadership sponsor. That's Alliance Insurance Group. They're also a first-time sponsor of Savoy. Alliance has a passion for custom commercial insurance solutions, and they have been so proactive and communicative. They've been a fantastic partner. We are very grateful. Thank you, Alliance Insurance Group.
Okay, I will.
We have just a little while before the program ends. We'd like to share one more story with you. I think that you will find it really illustrates how much Bayview Manor Foundation support means to families.
October 2018. Over a year has passed since my mother moved on to the next phase of her spiritual journey. She lived much longer and much grander than ever expected due to your wonderful care and the support of Bayview Manor Foundation. My mother had great needs. She could be a challenging individual, yet gave everything she could, or thought you needed, to your community. I cannot thank you enough for the magnificent care, love, patience, and life you provided her. Without the foundation, I'm not sure what we would have done to continue to provide the level of care you provided to and for her. My mother was so committed to Bayview, seeing all of you as a family, mission committed, that she held on for as long as she could. She was scared that she had not taught the new staff enough and was worried the older staff would not have her support. She saw you all as family. After all the staff, each and every one that she knew well, said it was okay, she could go, she took her last breath. I will forever be grateful for your commitment to my mother.
Wow, that really was a beautiful testimonial. It truly does celebrate our story, and it shows the impact Bayview Manor Foundation has on the lives of residents and their families. We love being able to take the time to honor the many special people who contribute to this community.
Well, we're getting close to wrapping up this evening, so let's see where we're at in meeting tonight's goal. Drum roll, please. Jennifer? We're going to get a drum lesson.
Much better. Really. Well, thanks to Joan and Hannah from Sammamish?
Sammamish, yeah.
Sammamish. Maryland, San Jose, California. Lynn and Ed from Tacoma. 6 grandkids of Cyrus Albertson.
Oh,
fantastic. That's neat.
Amazing.
We're now up to $41,010.
Wow.
Wow, we're way more than half. $28,990 to go.
Fantastic.
Progress. Well, thank you to everyone who has donated so far tonight. For those of you who have been waiting, there are just a few more minutes to make your donation by calling 206-281-5933. And you also always have the opportunity to make a donation on our website, bayviewseattle.org. You can donate one time or on a monthly basis. Thank you so much.
Your contributions tonight and all of our supporters tonight and throughout the year are greatly appreciated. Again, the number to call is 206-281-5933. As mentioned earlier, we opened our doors in 1961, and we are thrilled that in April of 2021, Bayview will celebrate its 60th anniversary. We have something special planned that will lead the way to next April's celebration. Al, tell everyone about the Bricks campaign.
Well, thank you, Nancy. And you know it was your idea to finish the northwest portion of the terrace pathway, which is now gravel, to finish it off with a beautiful brick pathway. And while I'm at it, I'd like to thank you for all the other things that you've been doing for the foundation. This is just one of them. In any event, what we're going to have is a pathway, and here Bill Jordan, our resident artist, a rendition of this, and it's extending, as I mentioned, on the north side of the terrace. And we have formed a task force headed by Diane Berry. And what we have done is engaged with a firm that engraves bricks with the name of a family member or memorial. You get about 18 characters. Here is an example of a brick. And what we're going to do is buy them at one price and sell them at a higher price and make money. And that's called capitalism. And Armstrong Landscaping is going to install the bricks. They also have the contract with our beautiful gardens. And we are going to start this campaign immediately after the Savoy. And our goal is to finish this by April, when the 60th anniversary will be celebrated. So the slogan for the pathway to the future, will fit in with a slogan for the 60th anniversary, which is Pathway to the Future. We'll have a lot more information on our website of bayviewseattle.org. But look for this. We hope to sell about 700 bricks.
That's great. It's a great fundraiser for the foundation.
Thanks, Jill.
We'll be looking forward to that.
Thank you.
At the start of our program, I mentioned our amazing, incredible staff. So let's take a moment to peek at some of the very special people who make Bayview the great community it is. You know, we have a number of long-term staff members. What keeps them here supporting our community? They are amazing. One great example is Bill St. Rose, who is retiring this year, and many of you out there, I'm sure, know Bill. He has been with us now for 42 years. Our employees love Bayview. We even have a couple of former employees who decided to move to Bayview to enrich their retirement years on our special employee program. Remember back in February, when the coronavirus really hit hard at another community north of us, staff were scared. People didn't want to go to work. What made Bayview special is that at that time, and still, in spite of all the fear and the unknowns and the anxiety at that time, Bayview staff faithfully came to work every single day to ensure that residents were cared for. We have a building full of essential workers. They, along with residents, have followed all of the infection control protocols together, supporting each other through these very difficult months. The common thread tonight in celebrating our story is community. And that's why Bayview is such a valuable experience for everyone involved. Residents, families, and staff support each other, and lifelong friendships are made. We are a family, accepting of and dedicated to each other. Oh, it's so fun looking at all those photographs, all the amazing staff we have for all these years. Oh,
Bayview is truly a special community, and that is why the mission of the foundation is so critical. There's magic at Bayview, and we do not want anyone to have to leave because they run out of money before they run out of life.
That is why we're here tonight. It is so very important. Before we announce the final tally of tonight's fundraising effort, and let me say too, I understand our lines are busy, so please keep trying. Keep trying. We are so grateful to everyone who helped make this evening happen. Thank you again to our wonderful sponsors. You'll find all Savoy sponsors listed on our website. Thank you so much to the Savoy Planning Committee. Al, David, Mary, Nancy, Jill, and Jennifer. We couldn't do this without you. Special thanks to resident Michael. He's hiding in the back there, a two-time Emmy-nominated production designer, for sharing his creativity in designing our wonderful set tonight. And to Maggie and David for leading the charge on implementing Michael's fantastic design. We are grateful for our facilities staff who helped build the set and source the needed equipment to make everything work for us tonight. And to Dan Galvin and his culinary services team for maintaining an excellent food program despite the fact that we appropriated much of his space tonight. Thanks to Morley Creative and Seattle Lives for their creative and technical guidance and support. You guys are awesome. And thank you to our phone bank crew who volunteered to come in tonight, as well as the staff and volunteers that helped make tonight happen. There were so many people behind the scenes. A reminder, too, that the winner of Bayview's internal resident floor competition will be announced next week. All right,
Where
I think we've got
is the drum roll?
All right, she's drumming. Oh, she's getting better and better. Let's see.
Sound like the Scott Guards.
Oops, wrong one.
All right, drum roll, please. Thank you so much to Marjorie in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
My daughter.
Marjorie in Grand Rapids.
That's my daughter.
Oh, Richard and Judy in Seattle, thank you. Megan in Mercer Island. And Jensen Marion, thank you so much. We are so grateful to all of you tonight who've pledged your support. And keep it coming. The phones will be open a little while longer, and our website is always open, and we're happy to take your donations. Is the grand total here so far? So far? Wow.
Close.
All right.
Oh my God.
Al?
We are getting really close. 64,835.
That is fantastic.
We only have about 5,100 to go.
5,100 to go, and I bet we're going to get there before this evening's over.
Well, we got five. What do we do for 5 minutes here? I'll tell my drum story.
Thank you so much, everybody. The lines, I understand, are still busy, so keep those calls coming in. They'll be open a few more minutes yet. We are super close to our goal. I know we're going to hit it before the night's over. And if you call and the phones are done, please go to our website and you can pledge your support through our website. That's bayviewseattle.org. You'll learn how you can make a donation and also find more information on Bayview and the foundation. Thank you so much to all of you. You are all so beloved. I hope you know that. Oh, we love you so much. And we look forward to April 2021, when Bayview will celebrate its 60th anniversary, 60 years of excellence. And we look forward to our 8th annual Savoy next September. We hope we can celebrate in person in support of Bayview Manor Foundation.
Until then, keep well, stay safe, and thank you. And
have a great evening. All right.
Turn this thing.
Woo! Woo!
It worked. I got him. It worked.
Wow. Are we still on camera? We're off.
We are.
We are on. Thank you so much, everybody.